So the other thing we're talking about today is our Luxury Home of the Week program. So for those of you who don't know what that is, it is a 3 to 4 times a month series that we run from our Coldwell Banker Schmidt Luxury social media channel. So so if you go to facebook.com/ is it CB Schmidt Luxury? Of course I'm going to forget. I just click on the link for it right there. Facebook.com/CB Schmidt Luxury. You'll see our company luxury page. And we do a lot from here. We post, of course, luxury lifestyle content. We post certain listings, but we also we post our virtual open house series that we do. For the luxury videos go from here, which has been the #1 performer for the past 3 or 4 weeks. By the way, it's the luxury video. But we also post our listings and the Home of the Week program. Now, the Home of the Week program is pretty straightforward. It is a form, unsurprisingly, that you can fill out, or your agents can fill out, or you can fill out on behalf of them, where you submit a listing to be featured as the Home of the Week on our page. Now, what that means is that we post the video to the page. I'm trying to find the one from earlier this week. We post it to the page, and we do a complimentary ad campaign behind it where we market it out to targeted markets. And with our feeder markets here, you can see the one that's running right now. From I think this is Deb's listing in Florida. Yep, Deb Cecilio. This is being pushed out across all the markets that feed into her market, and as well as our markets where we currently have offices. And you can send this to your sellers. I mean, that's one of the things we've seen a lot of people get out of this is assurance from their sellers. Hey, guess what? Your listing was featured as our company's luxury home of the week. So we do an ad campaign behind it. All you have to do to submit, this doesn't cost any agent anything. All you have to do to submit is fill out the luxury home of the week form. And I'll show you where the form is. But I'm also, when we get there, if you have seen this before, if you're used to submitting your listings, we have made a couple of changes that I want to talk about when we get to that point. So again, I'm going to click on any region. I'm going to click on Global Luxury. And then I'm just going to scroll down. And there's a link here. Look for like the beautiful house right here. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful houses. For the one that says Home of the Week submission form. All we want to do is we're going to click on that, and it's going to take us to the submission form. So all your agents have to do is fill out this form, or you on behalf of them, send it in, and their listing will be considered. Now, I'm going to get to that part in a second. I want to go over the form real quick first. It's pretty straightforward. Name, email, office state, listing address, link to the listing. So this is a really big one for us. We need a link to view that listing online, whether that's coldwellbanker.com, whether that's your Moxie website, the one thing we can't have is an MLS link. The MLS links do not give us the information that we need in the format that we need for photos and for the marketing remarks most of the time. So we need a link to the listing, not from the MLS. And this is where we've changed a couple of things here, guys. So it used to be that we had the option to either you could attach a link where we could download, your 20 or 30 photos, and we would make a slideshow out of those photos, just a video slideshow that would cycle through the photos, and that could be featured. Or if you had a video for your listing, then you could submit your video file. So we have changed that because of how well the virtual open houses are performing and how many of our agents we've seen doing awesome luxury, like actual videos. Starting now, moving forward, a listing has to have a high-res video for it to be considered for Home of the Week. So we're no longer going to do the photo slideshows, mainly because we've seen, like I said, we've seen our agents do better videos, but also, we've been doing this for 2 years now. We've got the data to show that the listings that have photo slideshows just perform worse. There were a couple times where it was literally half of the views that an actual video got. So if we're trying to create the best product for our agents and also for our sellers, this is one of those things that really, really amps up the process. So, so what we've changed is this. The first thing we do need, as you can see, please attach a high-res photo. There we go. Please attach a high-res photo. Minimum 1 required. And the reason we do still need a photo is because we need a thumbnail for the videos, which is kind of when you go to YouTube, when you go to Facebook and you see the image before you click on the video, that's called a thumbnail. So we do want to make sure we have a high-res thumbnail that we can use. and we ask that you just click there and upload that photo just like that. If you do have a few photos, then you can upload 3 or 4 of them, up to 5 photos max. Just so you give us some options. That's totally up to you. And then we've also changed this part. So it used to be that we would give you, we would ask for a link to download the video. So you'd give us a Dropbox link, you'd give us a Google Drive link, whatever worked better for you, wherever you had it stored. But because we've been doing the virtual open houses where we've had people actually just upload the videos into the form, I wanted to give people both options now. So when you get to this part, you'll see the video file or link to download the video is required. So one of the following 2 options must be filled out, not both, but also not neither. So if you've got the link from Dropbox or if it's on Google Drive, you're more than welcome to just share that link right there. Or if you would rather upload the file itself, you can click Add File, and that's also an option. Whatever you or your agent prefers to do. Does that bless you? Bless you. And then, of course, we have a last little section right here that just says, is there anything special or unique about this property? Just so that when we are creating the actual ad itself, we've got a little bit of, we know what you want us to focus on. So if it's, the beautiful acreage that the home sits on, if it's a recently redone pool and outdoors area, if it's a movie theater in the basement, like whatever that is, you giving us those, just a quick sentence or 2 really does help us, just help lead us where you want this to go. So then you click submit, and the form, and we've captured your response. So we get an email, myself and Jessica Poplinski. I don't know if you're on, Jessica, but hey, if you are, we'll get an email saying there's been a listing submitted. And this is where, so when you submit, you'll get a notice on the screen that says your listing has been submitted, or your response has been recorded or submitted. From here, this is where we've had a couple bits of confusion in the past, and I just kind of want to explain what happens. We get all of the listings submitted to us, or in a Google form, in a Google sheet. If you are chosen to be featured, you will get an email from Jessica with a banner, with information on the program and the week that your listing is going to run. So right now is June 11th. Sometimes we like to schedule out 3 to 4 weeks in advance. So you might hear, hey, your property is scheduled for the week of, July 2nd through July 9th or something like that. So we will give you notice if you are featured. You won't get a response saying you are not chosen. You're not going to get a response saying, sorry, your property was not chosen. And the reason is because the submissions to this form really do fluctuate. We'll have a month where we get a dozen submissions, and then the next month we'll get 1. And a lot of that depends on the markets. A lot of that depends on, the seasons and stuff like that. But we like to run this program year round. We normally do 3 or 4 weeks on, 1 week off for the digital magazine, and then we go back to the 3 or 4 weeks on. And we've had it before where, hey, you know what? We didn't get that many submissions last month or this month, but we got 3 or 4 extra last month. So let's go back and see if we have anything that we can still feature. So you are not guaranteed to be featured, but you will be notified if you are featured. And there's another thing that we're adding to this that Jessica and I discussed earlier, I think last week, maybe earlier this week. If you submit for the Home of the Week program, your listing will be shared on the luxury page. It's not necessarily going to be advertised and marketed as Home of the Week, but if you submit it, we will post it on the page and just say, hey, check this out, beautiful listing in Punta Gorda, Florida, et cetera, et cetera. So that's one new thing that we're adding too. As long as you submit, your listing will be put on the page. But if you're chosen for the Home of the Week program, you will be notified, and you will be featured and advertised and pushed out to some target markets. And there's one, I'm thinking about this right now, so I am going to add one more thing to this form while I think about it. We also love to tag your business pages, your luxury or your agent business pages, if you submit. So I am going to add a part to the form here that says link to your business page, because that way we can make sure that we're tagging the correct business page when we post your listing. So that's the gist of it, guys. Again, this form is accessible through Schmidt Resources. If you have questions, guys, please feel free to write them in right now. But you can just go to any region on Schmidt Resources, click on that global luxury square, and in the second or the third row or fourth row, there is a Home of the Week submission form square, and you just click on that, and you can start submitting your listings. There's no limit to how many submissions an agent can have, how many listings they submit, but like we said, you will be notified only if your listing is chosen. So any question? There is one. Let me get the chat up. You're welcome, Mac. It's not a question. It's just a great little response. Thank you, Mac. So I mean, it's really not a new thing that we're rolling out. We just kind of made a couple tweaks to make sure that we're delivering the best product to our audiences, delivering the best product to our agents. But I guess that's going to do it.